Good morning, everyone. We're going to start today with a gentle stretch. Start by lying on your back. Plant your feet down. Sink your shoulders nice and heavily into the mat. Sink your lower back down. And then we're going to bring our legs together. And we're going to start with bringing your right hand onto your left thigh. Lift the legs up. And then turn the legs across to the right hand side. Use your hand here to push the leg into the ground. Then reach out your left hand and turn your gaze over towards the left fingers. Sink your shoulders nice and evenly, nice and heavily into the mat. And come to some nice deep breaths. As you breathe, feel the belly fill. Feel the chest expand and rise. And as you exhale, feel the shoulders sink into the mat nice and evenly. See if you can sink your legs a tiny bit deeper into the ground. See if you can reach your hand out a little bit further away from you. If you'd like a little bit more in this stretch, bring your knees closer towards your chest and just feel it intensify. Nice, slow, steady, controlled breathing. And then on an inhale, roll back to center. Give yourself a nice big hug. Maybe rock from side to side, massage that lower back. And then squeeze those legs together once more. And this time we're bringing the left hand onto the right thigh. Draw the legs across to the left hand side. Use your hand to push them down nice and strong. And then reach the right hand out nice and long. Spread the fingers and gaze over towards the fingers. Sink in the shoulders evenly into the mat. Come again to the breath. Inhale. Reach that hand out a tiny bit further. Push down onto the legs. If you'd like a little bit more, again, move the legs up towards the chest. Making sure that you keep the shoulders nice and grounded. Nice, big, deep inhale and exhale. As you inhale, feel the belly expand. Feel the chest rise. As you exhale, feel the body weight sink into the ground. Again, rolling back to center. Give yourself a nice big hug. And then we're going to come to plant our feet on the mat nice and evenly. We're coming into bridge, so sink the shoulders nice and heavily onto the mat. Spread the toes. And then start to slowly squeeze the thighs together. Imagine that you've got a beach ball in between those thighs and you're squeezing it nice and tightly. Squeeze that beach ball and start to drive the hips up. You're lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. Keep the neck nice and straight. Keep gazing up towards the ceiling. When your hips are up, walk your shoulders underneath themselves and start to lift the chest. Drive that chest up. Squeeze the bottom and push those hips up. Push into the feet. Keep squeezing the thighs as if you've got the beach ball there. If you'd like a little bit more here, come up onto the toes and start to drive from the toes, getting an extra lift into those hips. Come to the breath. Nice, slow, steady breath. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling slowly and with control. Keep driving those hips up. Keep lifting that chest. Keep the neck nice and straight. A few more breaths. And then when you're ready to come out, slow, steady release. Rolling the spine back down onto the mat. And again, give yourself a nice big hug. And then we're going to roll onto our tummies. And we're going to come into Sphinx. So legs are nice and long on the mat. Forearms are planted about shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And then open that chest and gaze forwards. Take a nice big deep inhale here. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then on the next inhale, walk yourself across to the left-hand side. Take your gaze back towards your foot. If this is enough, just stay here for a breath. If you'd like a little bit more, see if you can walk a tiny bit further around. Then coming back to center. Just take a moment, take an inhale, draw the shoulder blades together, open the chest. And then moving across to the other side. Gaze back towards the foot. Again, if this is enough, just soften the shoulders away from the ears. Nice big deep inhales, but if you'd like a little bit more, walk yourself around a tiny bit further. Gazing back towards the heel, opening the chest. Coming back to center. And then from here, we're coming into half frog. So bring your left leg up. Let your right leg be nice and heavy. Keep your hips nice and even. And then we're going to do cat and cow here, which will bring the cat and cow lovely spine stretch into the hips. So as you inhale, drop the belly down, draw the shoulder blades together and gaze up. Nice. Then as you exhale, bring your chin to your chest, push that chin against the chest, push into your forearms, draw your belly button in and you'll feel the stretch coming into your hip flexor. Then roll through with the inhale, open the chest, draw the shoulder blades together, gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest, push into the forearms, push into the hands, draw that belly button in. And just make a few of these movements in your own time with your own breath. Moving nice and smoothly, vertebrae by vertebrae. And each time, see if you can just drive that belly button a bit closer to the mat or a bit closer to the back. And then coming back to neutral, bring the left leg back and let it be nice and heavy. And then we're bringing the right leg forward, coming into half frog on the other side. And we're going to do exactly the same, just to balance ourselves out. So as you inhale, drop that belly button down, draw the shoulder blades together, open the chest and gaze up. Then as you exhale, push into the forearms, bring the chin to the chest, arch that back, draw the belly button in. Inhale, open the chest, shoulder blades together, gaze up, sink the belly button to the mat. Exhale, chin to chest, arch the back, push into the forearms. And again, just take a few more movements, going with your own breath in your own time. Slow, steady, smooth movement, vertebrae by vertebrae. Each time seeing if you can push that belly button towards the mat a tiny bit further or draw it in towards the body a bit more. And then come back to neutral. Give the hips a little wobble from side to side. And then we're going to come into a child's pose. So bring your knees out to the edge of the mat, bring your feet together, and then sink your hips back onto your heels, nice and heavy. Walk your hands forward and sink your forehead onto the mat. If this is comfortable and this is enough, just stay here. If you'd like a little bit more in this stretch, walk your hands a tiny bit further forward and come up onto the tips of your fingers, and you'll feel that stretch intensify into the shoulders. Then come to the breath. Inhale, see if you can lengthen through the spine. Exhale, see if you can sink the weight into the heels. Nice big deep breaths. And then slowly come up onto the hands. Walk yourself up. And that is a lovely way to start your day.